Hi Hugo, Ellie, and Ollie. It's Mama here, and I'm going to read you a story about Noah's Ark. And this book is very interesting because it only has one poem, and then it's more of a book for you to look at because the pictures are so detailed and there's so many things in them to find. So I'm going to read it, just the poem, and then I'm going to send it, I'm going to mail it to Australia so that you guys can look at it and look at it and look at it and find all the interesting things, because it's the kind of thing that you've got to take a long time and you'll see different things every time you look at it. So it's called Noah's Ark. And Noah built a big ark, or a big, huge ship, years and years ago, because there was going to be a big flood. And Noah was prepared for it. So here we go. There's Noah and his family. The flood. High and long, thick and strong, wide and stark was the ark. Climb on board, said the Lord. Noah's kin clambered in. Cow and moose, hare and goose, sheep and ox, bee and fox, stag and doe, elk and crow, lynx and bear, all were there. Stork with frog, skunk and hog, ape and snail, stoat and quail. Flea and hound could be found, lark and wren, hawk and hen. Finch and kite flew inside, dog and cat, mouse and rat, fly and vole, worm and mole. Creatures all, large and small, good and mean, foul and clean. Fierce and tame, in they came, pair by pair, gross and fair, all that walked, crawled, or stalked on dry earth found a birth. But the rest, worst and best, stayed on shore, were no more. That whole host gave the ghost. They were killed for the guilt which brought all to the fall. Later on it was done back on land through God's hand, who forgave and did save. The Lord's grace be the praise. So there's the big ark, and all the animals are coming 2 by 2 to get onto the ark to be saved, because the big flood was coming. So there's Noah and his wife. And look at, he can't take too many of each animal, so he has to shoo some away, because the ark is only so big. And I'm sure some of the animals were scared. Look at that, donkey doesn't want to come on. And Noah finally has gathered all the animals, and he's closing the doors. And it began to rain. And thank goodness that lots of animals were on the ark, but there were lots that didn't make it on the ark. And look at it, rained for so long that, look at, the city is down under the water and the ark is way up here floating. And what a lot of work. Noah and his family had to look after all the animals and feed them. And it rained and it rained and it rained, and look at, all the animals have to get along. Look at the mice with the elephants. Look at these funny birds. I don't know what they are, but look at, they had babies. And look at, they had hippos and seals. He had fish to feed them. They collected eggs, and still it rained. And look at, oh, and then babies started coming. Look at, the horses had a baby colt. And here's the animals of the sea. And Noah fished to feed everybody. And I think at night he worried, because it was getting to be so long. Look at, here's the owls during the day, and then here they are at night with their eyes wide open. And it rained and it rained. And finally it stopped raining and the waters receded. And the ark got caught up on some rocks. And look at, everybody kind of got shaken. And the waters went down and down and down over a long period of time. And Noah sent out a bird to see if there was any land. And there wasn't any because he wanted the bird to bring back some leaves or a branch. Finally, one day, he sent out a dove, but still the dove came home with nothing. Day after day, Noah sent the bird out until finally, look at it, came back with a branch. So that meant that the ground was ready for everybody to come out because that meant there would be food for them. Oh, look at how happy they are finally. He went through and he showed all the animals the branch that meant that they had finally arrived onto dry land. And look at, he gave the branch to the cow. And there, look at, it's starting to get green, and they're seeing that pretty soon they can all go back to the earth. Noah opened the door and they put down a big plank. And look at, he has to push the elephant out because the elephant is a little nervous about going down the plank. And finally, everybody got excited and they all came off of the ark. Look at the turtles, their babies, the rabbits with their babies. And look at the mess that was left on the ark. And they all came to the earth and started a new life. And look at how happy. And the rainbow was sent by God to promise never to flood the earth again. This is a very lovely book to look at the pictures. I love you and I miss you. Mwah. Hope to see you soon.